Coach Louis here. Today we're going to talk about part two of understanding different training techniques. Again, understanding these concepts plays a huge factor in optimizing your training regimen. The application of different tactics during your training will force you to work at your maximal output. And today we're going to cover reps. Negative reps is the first one. All right, negative reps are putting focus on the lowering motion of the exercise, or lengthening part of the muscle being worked on. Okay, so you focus on lowering the weight really slowly rather than just dropping the weight down. Okay, time under tension is controlling the range of motion while slowing down the lifting and lowering pace of the exercise. So you're typically going to go on a 3 to 5 count. So if you're lifting up, you're counting up to 3 to 5. When you're going down, you're counting back down to 3 to 5. Okay, so it's really focusing on just taking your time within the reps rather than just trying to get them done as fast as possible. As many reps as possible, as the name implies, is doing as many reps as you can for a given set. This is going all out up until failure. They're going to be very hard, but you have to leave no doubt aside that there's no reps left in the tank. Isolated reps. This involves only one joint at a time and focusing only on one muscle group. So if you're working arms, it's doing one bicep at a time rather than doing both at the same time. If you're doing legs, it's doing one leg at a time rather than doing both at the same time. For example, Bulgarian squats, focus on this when it comes to legs. Concentration curls, single arm lateral raises, single arm bench press or dumbbell press. Okay, so it involves just one limb, one muscle group at a time. Forced reps is a performance that requires doing more reps than you can do by yourself. So this will have to do with the assistance of a partner or a gym buddy. You know, it's going beyond what you think you could do because you're going to actually get that help or that extra assistance in doing more reps than you would do on your own. Partial reps is performing a full stretch of the muscle being worked on and only contracting halfway on the exercise. So you get a full stretch, but when it comes to actually contracting, you only go halfway. Box squats are a good example, or concentration goes like on the bicep. You go all the way down, but you only squeeze halfway up. On a bench press, you go all the way down, but you only push halfway up. So it's only contracting halfway, but still getting that full length when it comes to stretching the muscle in the motion. Peak contraction holds involves holding the contraction or the squeeze under maximum load for a 1 to 2 second count, right? For a certain amount of reps. You won't be able to do as many reps for these ones because it requires you to put a lot of focus in just squeezing as hard as you can while holding that contraction or that squeeze for a 1 to 2 second count. Pause reps is holding the weight at the bottom of the motion and letting the motion come to a complete stop for a 1 to 3 second count before performing the lifting part of the motion. So you're going to go down, you're literally just going to dig, right from the hole because you're stopping, you're taking away the motion of the exercise, whether that's a bench press, whether that's a curl, whether that's a squat. You're literally just stopping yourself from really using that momentum back up and digging out the mud, just getting it out the mud to really go back up because you're taking that whole momentum out. So that's what pause reps are. Static holds is holding a weight in a flex position while the opposite limb performs a given amount of reps before going into the flex position and then switching sides. So for example, my left arm is going to be contracted while the other one is doing the reps. Bench press, the same thing. The other one's going to stay contracted while the other one is doing the reps. And it's only for a certain amount of exercise. You can't really do this with a lot of things. You can do it with like a row if you have the dual handles. You can do it with leg extension if you have the dual paddings. So it just involves holding one limb on a flex position while the other one does the reps. Rest pause reps is the breakdown of one big set into several mini sets. Performing a given amount of reps, then taking a few deep breaths before continuing the same exercise until failure, and repeating the process one more time. So you do the reps, you stop, you take a few breaths, then you go again up until failure. So that's what rest pause is. You don't really take a big rest in between. You just take enough breaths in between to really continue to the next set. Now, this is a very important note. It's important to repeat the same exercises consistently over a period of time to allow yourself to progress in some form, but your level of intensity in which you train will be the most crucial factor to making improvements. Never compromise safety, but no matter what exercise sets or reps you do, you must make them hard and take your workouts further than you thought you could. All right? As always, watch, learn.